Alright, here I am, ready to make my picks. It's Friday night. I think I know everything I need to know. We'll know soon enough anyway. Um, for me, personally, of course, this week the Seahawks welcome the Chicago Bears to town, and, last year, I don't know, this maybe what the beginning of a good rivalry started last year. We went into Chicago week 4. We were riding pretty high at that point, 3-0. And then they just, whooped us 37-6, and that just kind of took the air out of us, if I'm being honest. It was just killer to have to watch that and have to actually have your team do that. Then, of course, in the playoffs, lost to them in overtime, 27-24. So we're going to be bringing all that into Sunday. But things are different this year. I think we're a little better team than we were last year. I think they're a considerably lesser team. I think that actually that's pretty obvious. We never got to play them at home. We never got to welcome Rex Grossman to Quest Field, and hopefully on Sunday we'll do just that. Grossman on the road generally doesn't do so well. And our stadium, it's loud, it forces penalties, just very disruptive for other teams. So we're going to be bringing all that into Sunday, trying to avenge our losses last year, because both of those were pretty killer. One ended our season, obviously. I think we can do it. I'm worried a little bit about a letdown after last week. I know it was the 49ers, but it's a divisional rival. We shut them out. Played a real good game all around, so I'm just hoping we don't go to sleep after that. I doubt we will, just because we're only 5-4 at this point, but you just don't know. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. We're starting to get some injured players back. Looks like Deion Branch should play. I'm pretty excited about that because he's just had a bit of a hard time ever since he came to Seattle. He's had to play with other quarterbacks. He's gotten hurt this year, of course. Hope he comes back. And you got other players that are important that are kind of toss-ups, like Darryl Tapp, Leroy Hill, Walter Jones. Looks like Sean Alexander won't play, which, I'm going to say is good. It's like Holmgren said, until he can fully participate in a practice, I don't want him playing. I agree with that. That's pretty much what I wanted to hear, because I feel that unless he can get back to 100%, he's not going to be able to help us. So that's looking pretty good. As for Chicago, they've got a couple of injury issues of their own. Nathan Vasher, Fred Miller, and Darwin Walker were listed on the injury report. Tommy Harris may or may not play. And of course Rex Grossman is starting for the first time in a month or so. So I don't think he's as good as Brian Griese. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. The obvious keys to the game, and these are pretty much the same old stuff every week. But I would like us to continue to generate pressure like we did last week against the Niners. Because every week when we win, we generate a lot of pressure. And when we don't generate pressure, we lose. We couldn't get in 3 of our losses to the Saints, the Browns, and the Cardinals, we didn't get 1 sack in any of those games. So that kind of gives you an idea of what we need to do to win. So that's pretty much the basic thing to point out. And offensively, I would like us to try and attack them deep, because one of the reasons that Alexander was struggling when he was playing, and why our running game is struggling as a whole, is because we weren't able to scare defenses with our ability to go deep. And now that we have DJ Hackett and maybe Deion Branch back, I would expect us to be able to go deep a little better than that. So hopefully on Sunday we can attack them 30-40 yards down the field and make those safeties, which aren't really that good anymore now that Mike Brown is out, realize hey, we got to play back, and I think that'll help things along really well. That's really all I got. And Chicago's hungry. They're 4-5. If they win, the playoffs become a reasonable possibility. Maybe a distant one, but something they can overcome, I think. They're not that awful of a team. I mean, obviously they've struggled so far, been radically inconsistent, but they're not an awful team. They're not like the 49ers or the Rams or whatever. They could be dangerous if you sleep on them. And we're looking to end their playoff hopes this week. If they lose, they got swept by the Lions. They already lost a game to the Vikings. So that's 3 losses in their division, and they still have 2 more to play. So if we beat them, suddenly they're right there at the bottom of the division with Minnesota. They don't have the tiebreaker with the Lions, and they need to beat Green Bay again to get the tiebreaker with them. So if we do beat them, that's pretty much their season. So we're looking to end their playoff hopes right here. So let's do this. And I'll get my picks in the next video.